And we continue with our coverage of the EFF's National People's Assembly. EFF Leader Julius Malema has warned against reducing the organization to an individual. This was in response to questions raised about the absence of Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. Malema says anyone who is not present at this conference is not supposed to be there. He made the comments this morning at the start of the second day of the party's National Assembly.
We're not going to answer the question about Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. You've got his number, and some of you talk to him, call him. I'm not responsible for Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. 90% of the people who were here, who expected to be here, are here. That's what matters. Whoever is not here was not supposed to be here from the beginning. So you are not going to reduce this organization to some individual. We're going to refuse that. We're going to refuse that. We gave a very long political report yesterday, like 80 pages. It didn't have such names. You are intellectually so inferior that you can't even engage with that document, and then you bring gossip. We must be monitoring movements of individuals. Why concern about one person over so many people who are here? As if he is the conference. As if he's not here, conference will not happen. It's going to happen, it's happening without him. It's not here. I heard people saying he's here, he's doing this. He's not here. He's not here. And it's not our interest to entertain such nonsense. It's not our interest. We're dealing with political issues here, not egoism, not people who think they are bigger than this organization. It will show them once again that it's bigger than all of them. So we as a matter of principle, SG and policy position, we're no longer going to answer any nonsense about Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. Never. When a journalist asks you that question, you must say, ask another question. You can be smarter than that. Ask something else. This matter is closed.
Let's unpack this now with Dr. Levy, Ndou, political analyst. Dr. Ndou, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. Malema looks visibly irritated and vexed by the question as well as the absence of Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. Now, I'm asking you here about the optics of it. And as we know in politics often, optics can be instructive and mean a lot. Is this perhaps a moment where Julius Malema should have had a different approach to how he answers and responds to the question of Mbuyiseni's absence, but also to Mbuyiseni's absence altogether?
Good evening, Oliver. Good evening to the viewers at home. This is the matter that just before the conference started has always been in the lips of many South Africans. Whether the leadership of the EFF and membership could be irritated or not, the point is that there is a matter surrounding the unavailability of Mbuyiseni Ndlozi at the EFF Elective Conference. And the questions are raised because you still have members who have been expelled from the EFF because of them supporting Dr. Ndlozi to occupy a position in the party. Another thing that I've observed is that with all these talks taking place, we have not heard a single word from Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi himself. What we hear are other members of the EFF talking about him leaving or staying in the party, and indeed his absence from the elective assembly of the EFF should be a matter of great concern. And why? Because Ndlozi is part of the national leadership of the EFF. And of course, even though the matters of an elective conference are supposed to focus on the political report, organizational report, finances, and electing the new leadership, the absence of a member of the National Executive Committee who has been nominated, we hear, by other members to occupy a leadership position, it's a matter of great concern.
What then happens in the instance where Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is nominated from the floor but not there to accept the nomination, because he would have to accept the nomination for him to legitimately be able to be put on the ballot to be voted for? Does that split the vote around whatever position he may have been nominated for, which presumably would be the position of Secretary General or Deputy President? It would not be his first time contesting for either of those positions. In the last National People's Assembly, he did raise his hand for the contestation of the Secretary General of the party, but was unsuccessful. What happens this time around, especially given that he's absent while there seems to be quite a lot of canvassing for him on the ground?
Could still be lobbying. Indeed, the leadership of the membership of or delegates of the EFF could be busy lobbying and ensuring that they consolidate leadership. His absence from the elective conference has serious negative implications on him as an individual. Firstly, they might be saying that you need to be present to accept nomination. But number two, because of just his absence, and indeed if there is no good reason, it could therefore say that what has been a suspicion about him leaving the party or not happy within the party anymore is being confirmed. And what would also worsen the situation is when there is no explanation on his part about his absence from this important gathering of the party. And that, in my view, puts him in a disadvantageous position. But what we could also be asking, the big question would be, what then has made him not to even attend this important gathering? Because that could also confirm that indeed he could not be happy inside the party, or he might have other ideas which will be talking to leaving the party, or just ensuring that he does not participate in political activities anymore.
Dr. Ndou, we expect nominations to take place at around 7 p.m. this evening after the Treasurer's report would have been delivered. Do you expect any surprises during the nominations process?
When it comes to the top leadership, the officials of the party, my expectation is that the very same people who have got the support of the CIC or Julius Malema are people that are actually going to make it. If you recall, in the previous National People's Assembly of the EFF, it was a smooth sailing exercise, and the election process did not have extra people being nominated, including the general executive members of the party. There is a good ability on the part of the EFF to ensure that the lobbying and therefore having those that are supposed to serve in the higher structures of the party is done and completed at branch level. So most people, when they go to the conference, they would actually take in a final decision.
Yeah. Dr. Levy, Ndou, thank you so much for your time and your insights. Really do appreciate it.